2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Matt Shirvington, of course, we see him on Sunrise every morning, but he sat down with rising star Gout Gout for an exclusive 7 News Spotlight special. It airs on Sunday. Cannot wait to see what happens with this one.
Me too.
And Shirvo, the great one, joins us now. G'day, buddy.
Morning.
Hello, guys. Good morning. How are you?
Shirvo. I mean, formerly Australia's fastest man, but there's a new...
Long time ago.
I know. But I mean, it's a great title to have. Not many people can claim it. You know what I mean? But there is a new kid on the block, isn't there?
I tell you what, I am just living through this bout of gout fever.
Yeah.
The good news is it only lasts for less than 20 seconds, which is just a phenomenal thing that we're seeing. This kid, and anyone that hasn't seen him, and it's very hard to find someone these days that doesn't know who Gout Gout is based on his social media videos that have been going absolutely viral globally, but also the fact that he's now the 200-metre national record holder of a record that stood since 1968. Peter Norman, that Black Power, that infamous race that we've all seen reverberate around the world for decades now. Well, he broke that record.
Because that was set at altitude too, wasn't it? Because that was Mexico City,
Yeah, it was, but it was just a phenomenon. So that was 20.06. He ran 20.04, and he was 16 years of age. He ran 20.05 last week and then broke that 20-second barrier with a tailwind. So for those that don't know, if you have a following tailwind of more than 2 metres a second, it's not ratified as a record or a personal best, but it's still a bloody fast race, and a race where you've got to move from start to finish in that time anyway. So he's the first Australian ever to break the 20-second barrier for the 200 metres in any condition.
Shirvo, it's amazing and all that. At 200 metres, right? No worries at all. But when you were sitting opposite him, did you remind him, and I don't know if this is true, that you could beat him over 100?
Well, see, here's the thing, right? You bang on at the moment, and I say at the moment, and I emphasise that moment.
No, you're better. You're faster than him. You're faster than him.
I'm faster than him, over 100. You're right.
And you can look him in the eyes. You can look him in the eyes. Like, I've got you covered.
Stare him down.
I don't care if you're in year 12 or not. I've got you.
And he would say, well, let's race.
He's such a humble kid, you know. Like, I do like him. He's a warm, humble kid. He's come from a very humble family, Sudanese immigrants that have come over here and they've started a life here. He was born in Brisbane, goes to school at Ipswich Grammar. He's a prefect there and at the school. So in the morning at the school, the school leaders, they stand out the front and they welcome the kids in, the younger kids into the school. Yeah. And apparently when he's there, all the kids line up to get a high five from Gout and all the other prefects get nothing.
I bet.
I want to know about the 3 other members of the 4x100 metre relay team at Ipswich Grammar. They don't have to do a lot, do they?
The national champions.
Just don't drop the baton.
Hang on to it.
Shirvo, just on
get around.
with your past as a great sprinter, do you have any advice for the school kids that are coming second to Gout?
That's a good point.
It is hard. I mean, it's definitely a unique generation that the sprinters are coming through at the moment, but he is giving them the best gift that they can be given, and that is work harder, be more determined, because if you want to beat him, you can. I mean, you know, he's making people work harder and go back to training and find new ways to get better, and that's only a good thing. Rivalry is a really good thing. So, yes, the junior competitors are behind him at the moment. The senior competitors are on notice right now, but we've got our best sprint crop that we've ever had. And I say that, I don't say that lightly. We literally have our best sprinters we've ever had in all of our generations of success and failures along the way. So he's doing something special for the sport. He's keeping all of those amazingly fast guys on notice, and it's only a good thing.
To put it in perspective, he's been running times faster than Usain Bolt at the same age. Is that right?
Yeah, so when he was
Yeah.
16, his 200-metre best, which was 20.04, was faster than Usain Bolt. Usain then went on to run 19.93 seconds as a 17-year-old.
Yep.
At the moment, with that wind assisted, it was 19.98, so he's
Yeah.
there or thereabouts. But he only just turned 17. He
Yeah.
turned 17 in December. And he's following in the footsteps of Bolt, focusing on
Yes.
the 200. That's what Bolt did. He was a junior champion in the 200, he world junior record holder in the 200, then became a 100-metre runner in 2008, and then we all know what happened after that.
Yeah.
He's the world record holder in both now. So, but he's forging his own path. He's doing his own thing as well, Gout. He's going to be a different athlete. He's a slightly different runner in the sense that he's not as tall as Usain was, so he's going to have to find another way to generate power, and he hasn't got that kind of man strength yet. He's
Yeah.
still young, so
Well,
that'll
yeah, he's
come
only
later.
17. He could still grow.
But
So,
some
yeah.
people, this is what I'm concerned. If there is a concern for me, it's that you go to school with those people who really peak early,
Yeah.
and you can play footy with guys who were ruckman one year
Yeah.
and then they're playing forward pocket the next. You know what I mean? So, is there any chance this could be the
Yeah.
case?
No, absolutely not. And I think I'd love, you bang on though. We've seen some great junior champions come through, and they
Yeah.
sort of amount to nothing. But this is special. This
Yeah.
is very unique for anyone that is outside the athletics world. It's fresh for them. But we've been watching this kid for the last couple of years, since he was kind of 12, 13, 14, and he's shown this promise. But this is different. He's the fastest in the world right now over the 200, and it's early days, yes, but he will be competitive in the times that he's running now, but he's only going to get better anyway. So, yes, he will make waves on the world stage for sure.
Are we running the risk of putting too much pressure on him?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit, and that definitely worries me. Fortunately, he's got some really good people around him.
Yeah.
His family, as I mentioned, his coach, Di Shepherd, is fantastic. She's very, very straightforward in the way that she speaks to him and manages him at training. I got there at training and he was 15 minutes late, and she turned around and said, "What time do you call this? What am I going to call you, Hollywood or something now, am I?" So she'll keep him really well
great.
grounded. His manager, who I know and have known for years, understands the precious commodity that he's got with gout, and he's taking every care with it.
Unbelievable. This
Yeah.
is going to be such a great interview. Look forward.
Yeah, because he doesn't talk much. So no, he's only 17, and
Yeah.
why should he? Yeah, that's right. His manager tends to speak on his behalf. So it's amazing that you've actually got face to face with him, Shirvo. This is great.
Yeah, it's going to be lovely, and of course Bruce McAvaney, and the voice of sport, really across the board is narrating and sat down with him, and just he said, "Oh, Shirvo, this kid he has an aura."
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it since Kathy Freeman.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Shirvo,
Bring it
before we
on.
let you go, when you went to interview him, if you go to a track every now and then, do you feel like chucking the spikes on? Do you have a run these days? Because I'm that type of person who would be there and go, "Oh, yeah.
Give it a go."
Let's get some wheels out.
Still got it.
Let's go.
Yeah, of course. No, I went to his track in Brisbane and ran into a couple of former teammates of mine who were training on that day. They're now coaches, and they've got a whole bunch of athletes that they're looking after. And they said, "Oh, jump in. We'll do it for a few run-throughs." And by the end of it, my calves were absolutely singing. I'm lucky my Achilles stayed attached. But, I'm not quite as fit as I used to be. Hey, guys, as well, not just Spotlight coming up on Sunday, but also the Nationals are in Perth
Yes.
next month.
Yes.
So you're going to get a chance, those lucky Perth people.
Yes, it's early April,
to see him in the flesh.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, that's very exciting for us.
People are going to go down and have a look. It's brilliant.
Shirvo, did you compete over at Perry Lakes at any stage? Did you come over for
Of course. Yeah. Well, all my friends in Year 12 went to Schoolies Week on the Gold Coast. I was at Perry Lakes doing the Pacific School Games. I was billeted out at Coogee with a nice family there. We went cable
water skiing?
wakeboarding.
Yes.
And, remember that?
Yeah, it was in Spearwood, which is not far from Coogee.
Yeah.
I have competed in Perth. I would say, repetitively over 10 to 12 years, I reckon.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Good on you,
Good
mate.
old days.
Love it. Love the joint.
Good on
Good
you,
on you,
buddy.
Shirvo. We'll be watching Spotlight on Sunday on 7. Thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thanks, guys.
Take
See you
care,
later.
mate.
Shaun Sport in podcast form.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Great to have Jordan Clark in the studio. Nice and early, Clarkie. Coming off a great weekend. It was a ripper, hey?
Yeah, no, it was very good for the Cats. It wasn't so good for us. But,
Oh, you remember who you play for, though?
yeah, Freo, yep. It was a tough weekend for us. So
And so far, because it's not just, that's a long ride up the freeway to get on the bus to get on the plane as well.
yeah, it's a long trip to go there and back and get belted like we did. So, no, unfortunately, it's a pretty big test when you play Geelong. So I'm glad we got it early in the season. So we'll be able to
Did you cop a spray at any stage in the end of the first quarter?
a spray
From the crowd? If you're talking about from the coach?
JL?
Yeah.
Or to talking to or anything?
Did I?
Him personally?
No, I didn't. No.
Any of the other guys?
I'd say, no, Joe was pretty good. He doesn't really ever really spray anyone. If you're going to spray someone,
that might
probably
be the
sprays
problem.
The whole huddle.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, so it's not personal, it's the whole team.
No, he's very good at never individualises anyone. But I suppose if you really need it and you've had an absolute terror, he'll probably go, yeah. But I've never really been on the end
You've never had it. You've never had a bad game.
No, I've had a few good chats on Monday morning. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
It seems like, and I was saying it in the Eagles game as some of the liners I brought out sometime, it felt like at some stage Alex Pearce needed to go up to the umpire and say, can we have a head count? Because
it looked like there were too many
we're not getting the ball
Geelong
here.
players.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm a defender, and I was playing up near the stoppage, and at times I felt like they had 7
Yeah, it's
forwards.
like, how is this possible?
I can agree with that one, but no, I think every part of the ground we just got smoked in. So they've done us a favour, done us a lesson, and
Tough day out.
yeah.
On the way to the ground, tell me about the feeling on the bus. What did the
on
day
the way
look
there
like?
compared to on the way back.
Beautiful day, slightly overcast. It was about 30 degrees.
But it was early.
Warm day for Geelong. Yeah,
Yes.
it was. So that was a trade-off. Like, we're probably heading to the ground, whereas Perth time, it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, it's Auskick times, really. But
Yes.
that's not really an excuse or anything. And, we just, to be honest, it's a short trip, one of the shorter trips to a ground you ever had, because Geelong's only 5 minutes away to everything. So,
Yep.
So you were staying at a hotel in Geelong?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And, it's sort of, you get to the ground before you know it. You're in and under. It's a new stadium from when we went there last.
Yep.
Like that end bit's been built.
Yeah.
Are the change rooms nice?
Yeah, they are nice. Historically, not very good.
No.
Like, a bit small, a bit old. You can hardly get everyone in the room. But no, a lot better. And, and then it's just like a couple of hours of warming up and that sort of thing. And, went out there and got touched up, unfortunately.
Shawnee, if you were in the team, it's half time on the weekend, what would you say in the huddle? What would you say to Jordan?
I'm going off. I'm going off at everyone.
If it was that under 12s, he would have gone off, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's tough,
it
though.
comes back to when you're getting back out there for the third quarter. I don't know if Fremantle had a really good third quarter off the back of
Murphy
Ollie
Reid did, yeah.
Sorry, Murphy Reid.
Yeah.
But it was the ground position, right? So they kept centre clearances were the key to that, getting the ball deep inside 50 and be able to have some re-entries, which was enable Freo to score. But you've got to come back to just the first moment that you're involved in. That's all that I can ask Jordan to do, and he can ask me to do. The first moment you're in, you need
the intent and
you need to show me some decent intent, and then hopefully it just carries on through teammate after teammate, and we can get some traction going.
Yeah.
Why is Jordan crying?
No, it sounds like I'm hearing this all again.
He's having pleasure. Let's talk about Murphy Reid, because that was an extraordinary sort of 6 or 7 minutes of play where he kicked 4 goals, and this is a first-time player. It was an amazing thing. So he's had a bit of a time of glory in amongst what's a dark day for the rest of the team. How does that sit for him? How's he going with that?
Yeah, no,
'Cause it's hard to celebrate.
Yeah, no, it's I've never seen anyone debut kick 4 goals in 6 minutes.
Amazing, isn't it?
It's a pretty amazing sort of thing to do. But I think outside of that, you probably got to look at his individual game and as an individual, 6 minutes of football, like compared to a game over 120 minutes. I think for him now to be how can he consistently do it over 4 quarters, and he's a special talent, and there's no doubt about him being a very good player for us. But like all young players, we've all got stuff to work on, and he probably won't be hanging his hat on just kicking 4 goals in 6 minutes.
He'll be telling people about it for a while, though, I imagine.
Oh, no doubt. The unlucky thing for him is that Sam Lawler played his first game for Richmond on Thursday night, and
so
he
missed
had
out on the
22 touches in the goal. Because that would normally get you over the line for a rising star.
Yeah, I think the number 1 pick waited a bit more for him.
Yeah, for sure.
This week, Sydney Swans, they'll be breathing fire. Dean Cox, our good mate, coming back over.
Yeah.
They're 0-2, mate, to start the season.
Yeah, but they lost to Brisbane narrowly, the premiers.
No, they're not going bad.
Yeah.
No, they're certainly not going bad. They're a very good side. And so are we, to be honest. We just had a shocker on the weekend, and, every team has a shocker throughout the year, and we just got ours out of the way early. So, we'll bounce back. Obviously, we had a few focuses and reviewed it pretty thoroughly on Monday, and, we got main training today, and we'll look to rectify a few things. And most important thing is we don't need to reinvent the wheel. So, a lot of the behaviours have been built into our group over a couple of years now, and for whatever reason,
the groundwork's there.
They weren't there on the weekend, but I'm sure they'll be back.
Now, I know that JL probably regrets ever saying this because it has come back to haunt him, but when he said after the Indigenous All-Stars match, we just played a vanilla brand of footy because we don't want to show all our cards, basically. How many comments have you received about being vanilla? I read one hilarious one on Facebook where they went, well, that wasn't vanilla, but it was more choc mint. Running through the flavours. Have you been, copying any stick about being vanilla?
Not really, no.
I'm taking it you don't read the comments on Flag Mantle Facebook group.
No, I don't.
It might be for the best.
That page is... That's the first page I just cancelled.
Steer away.
Yeah, there's a lot of, pages out there with a lot of opinions, but if the game was so easy, why aren't they coming and playing it with us? So, at the end of the day, I get they're passionate supporters, and, at the end of the also at the end of the day, no one goes out there to try and stuff stuff up and play shit out. So
it's not that you're not trying, put it that way.
Exactly right. Yeah. But no, I think JL probably said those comments, and it was sort of true. We and then we haven't sort of done that or showed anything else apart from the Melbourne game on the weekend. And that in mind, Geelong did play really well. Let's not take anything.
So maybe Neapolitan this week.
Yeah, a bit of everything this week.
Bring it on. Let's bring it on. Yeah. Well, it's going to be an absolute ripper on Sunday against the Swans. We'll see if we can turn it around. Good luck, Jordan. I hope it goes really well, mate.
Thank you.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, Reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Myre or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.